Being constant. Without it, you can't go anywhere. You will not build muscle if you aren't constant, or you will not reach your strength or health goals without being constant. And I am sure that you see in the internet a bunch of people that are stronger and bigger than you every time. And you know it's good to see what you could become, but then you listen to how much time they have been training, and you know it seems like they haven't had a single moment that they couldn't be constant. But despite the highlights that they post, it is very likely that their journey wasn't linear. When you think how your physique could be in a couple of years, you think very optimistic about it. It is like every year will be a step forward towards your goals. Seemingly, the thought of something being in your way and stopping you, or in the worst cases, pushing you backwards, or at the starting point, doesn't seem to appear in your mind. It's like we take things for granted, and you know, things will fall from the skies to bless you. But sometimes, when you think that the day is going to be sunny and chill, it becomes cloudy and gloomy. I can relate. When I say that I have been training for 7 years, it sounds disappointing as fuck, especially when you see somebody else in the internet better at you at everything with less years of training. With my physique or my accomplishments, does that really take 7 years? And you know, 7 years is a lot of time, but we all don't start at the same point, and we all have different bodies and journeys. I will be grateful if those were 7 years of uninterrupted constant progress, but it wasn't, and I had many obstacles that impede me from being constant, and it turns out progress isn't linear like your naive mind wants to think. I started calisthenics and the gym around 7 years ago in 2019. I already had a bit of background from just doing push-ups in my room. It was probably around 2016 when I was 12 or 13 years old when I started to just move or just do push-ups other than sitting and rotting and playing video games as the sedentary kid that I was. I did a bit of weights in the weight room in high school and calisthenics with my brother. I got reasonably good beginner gains, and because I was lean you could see it. After a bit of that, COVID happened, and that wasn't really the point that made me stop being constant. If anything, I got better gains in that time just doing calisthenics, and I never touched a weight from that moment on. Doing high volume calisthenics really gave me great gains. 2 to 3 years after I seriously started to work out, and I had a demon back already. Pull-ups will never disappoint you. I was in the best physical shape of my life and about to start my last year of high school. You know, people treated me differently now, and I was enjoying the fruits of my labor, but it all ended with a back injury. I was decompressing my spine for a long time, just hanging, and after that I immediately quickly bent my back to reach my foot or to get something that fell. Honestly, I don't remember why I bent my back, and immediately something popped. Everything went downhill from that moment. Every time I woke up, I had immense pain. My estimation was that a disc in my spine was damaged. I didn't go to the doctor or rehab because I'm not that kind of person. Despite all of that, I still could live my life, and the pain was only that strong in the mornings. That was the moment that I knew that within me, I had to stop doing something that I loved so much, which was training. I slept on the floor because it made me feel relief and better. I lost around 22 pounds. In other words, I lost all my gains. Sleeping on the floor, using a foam roller, decompressing my spine, and fasting, with sometimes doing light exercises, seemed to have worked, and my back was completely healed. I graduated high school while all of that happened, and the uncertainty of the future, coupled with the fact that I was injured, along with the social crippling effects that the isolation caused by COVID had on, made me sad. I suddenly was again in the place I started. Funny enough, without the injury, I probably wouldn't think about making this YouTube channel, and after that I haven't really suffered any injury that will push me backwards to that extent. Yes, I had a shoulder injury that lasted me 6 months, but it was somewhat mild and doing pushing exercises didn't trigger it. Yes, I had elbow tendinitis and other injuries after my back injury, but they never stopped me like that back injury. I am now in great shape, and the point of this video is that progress is not linear. It is okay. Sometimes you will find obstacles that you can't control that will cripple your progress or push you backwards. Accidents, injuries, being busy, whatever is happening to you right now that is not letting you work out or train is part of the journey. You thought nothing was going to impede you, but something did, and your expectations were broken. You may think that the progress you have now is average or not good, and maybe it is, but what matters is that you are currently in the process. When this happens, you realize that the total amount of time you have done something is not as important as the total amount you have been constantly doing something. But maybe it was meant to be. Progress, after all, is not linear, so why are you beating yourself up about this? Maybe the fitness influencer you're idolizing has also gone through this process And in the idealized image he wants to show you, he hasn't shared these experiences with you, maybe because he wants to sell you things. If you can learn anything about training, it's patience. And maybe now it will be a great time to use it.